Hi, welcome back to Signal Boost, where we talk about makeup from companies that are owned by people of color and US immigrants and first generation people. And one of those first generation people is the owner of Makeup by Mario. And his parents are immigrants, and he grew up in, I believe, Queens, and really he's really a self-made person, made his own career in makeup, and is a really successful and influential makeup artist. And I gotta tell you, his products, I think, are really designed, and you'll see, and when I make this look today, that his products are really, you can tell they're made by a makeup artist because they're very thoughtful about how they're packaged and how they work together. So I just think that's really wonderful. And people like Danessa Myricks and Pat McGrath and other people who came to making makeup from having used makeup professionally, I think it's really nice when they design makeup because you can tell that an artist has thoughtfully put these together in very practical and artistic ways. So we're going to check out his Prep and Set palette in the lightest shade. We're going to check out the eye pencil in black, and I'm the last one to the party, very last one, but I also got the Fenty Glass Bomb, which I'm wearing on my lips right now, in the mail. So I have this kind of mod necklace that I got on Amazon that I'm having a lot of fun with. It's a little chunky, but I kind of like it. It kind of gives me that late mid-century kind of vibe, and I thought I'd just do a really neutral, earth-toned type daytime look for you today. So if you're interested in seeing how I got to this and want to see a little bit more of Makeup by Mario's products in action, then stick around. Hi, so to begin with, I've done my base, I've done foundation, concealer, I have my Vesca Beauty bronzer, tiny bit of blush on the apples of my cheeks, hard to see, and I have just a little bit of stain on my lips, just a little pinky stain. I've done my brows. So now we are going to look at these wonderful new products that I haven't opened or seen before. This order I got from Sephora. I got the Master Eye Prep Set in the lightest shade from Makeup by Mario. And then I got his eyeliner pencil in black. I think it comes in black and brown. Maybe it only comes in black. I'll have to check on that. And then I got, everybody else has it, but the Fenty Glass Bomb in the universal shade or lack of shade. I tried this before at Sephora a couple years ago, thought it was wonderful, just never got my hands on it. But now that I'm home more, I am wearing lipstick, but I'm finding myself wanting to just throw on a little lip gloss instead. It's easy. If I'm going to put on a mask, I can just wipe it off real quick. And if it's clear like this, it's not going to transfer. So I just thought I would try it out. I've been really wanting just a lip gloss to have. So let's just go kind of in order that we would normally do application. And I'm really excited to try this prep and eye set because I've been missing primer in my collection. And so it comes in this black box here, and I'm just going to open it up and we'll see what it looks like. It comes in this very chic white package, which I think is very mod and very in keeping with like my necklace and my whole look today, going for a very neutral kind of mid-century earth tones kind of vibe. So I really like this packaging. It feels very substantial. So I'm just going to open this up, and here's what we have. So this is powder, and then these are two cream products that are two different tones. So I think what I'm going to do is just use fingers, and I think I'm going to put this light shade on my lid, and then I think I'm going to put the darker shade kind of in the transition area so I can get started, because the neutral matte kind of earth tones look for me is very much about really contouring the eye, rather than creating like a standalone eye look, if that makes any sense. It's a very natural look. So that's how I'm going to go, and then I'm going to dust this powder over it. And I'm a person who really needs eye primer because despite the fact that my skin is getting much drier, I still have very oily lids, and in addition to that, they're getting creepier, as I've mentioned. So I just need to make sure I have something to fill in those bumps and lumps and block the oil from coming through and making me crease. So I'm just going to get started here. So I'm going to start with this light shade, and it looks like a very neutral pink peach. And I'm going to put my finger in that, and you can see how very, very light it is. It looks white here on my finger, but I'll swatch it on my arm. It really is kind of a peach, but it is a really light color, so you definitely would want to be light complected if you use this. So I am just going to apply this to my lid. It has a nice thick, creamy consistency, and it definitely is lighter than my lid color. So it's gonna help my eyeshadow come out. And I like that because I can kind of use it as part of my eye contour today. And I might not even put shadow here because I want that part of my eye to be more light anyway. I'm just taking small amounts here. Tap this into my other eyelid. And any swiping motions I'm making are very, very gentle because we want to just be so kind to our eye skin. I'm also going to take this, kind of experimenting. I'm going to put a little bit down here. I'm a little afraid that it will crease, but I just want to take it down here so that it just discourages any transfer down here from what's up above. Okay, so that's the light color. As you can see, it gives a nice base. If you wanted to do some more neon colors, some really bright colors, and you had darker skin, I think this would be really good for laying down a base that would really allow those colors to come out, especially if you have an eyeshadow that's not well formulated for people with darker skin. So now I'm going to take this shade here, which is a very, again, really neutral, neither warm nor cool, beige color. I'll swatch that for you next to the other one. So this comes across on the skin as being very peach on my skin. I can barely see it. This is closer to my skin tone, but definitely warmer. So let's put this on the eyes. I'm going to tap this in above where I put that lighter color. So I'm going to put it like in my transition area. And that really is more of my skin tone. I might actually use this I could use this on the lid as well. Now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of a regular primer if I didn't want to change the color of my lids. Okay, so that is the primer on, the cream products there. Very creamy, thick enough to adhere, but enough slip to move around, so really happy with that. And then I'm going to take my fluffy brush and just make sure that the last time I cleaned it, it's really good. And I'm going to go into this powder here. Feel it with my finger. Okay, soft and smooth. It seems like it's pretty translucent. And I'm just going to, yeah, that goes on really soft. That's nice. And I'm just going to tap that over what I have here on my lids. So there we go. We're all primed, and we'll see how well this primer, I'm gonna actually, while I'm thinking of it, just put a little powder down there where I stuck a little primer. So we'll see how well this holds up over the course of the day. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tap just a little bit of that first very light shade right here into my inner corner tear duct area to just give brightness there. This is where you would put like a sparkly shadow if you were doing a more evening look, more dramatic look, but this is just a little more brightness there. Okay, so that is the prep and set in light, and now we're going to do just a really neutral eye look. I am going to go with, I have this neutral matte palette that I use all the time, and I'm going to go with just a very light shade to start with for transition. This is kind of a peach. Let me get that compact back out so that I can make sure I know what I'm doing when I go up here. So I'm just going to start with a peach. This is very similar to that shade there. So this is just going to reinforce that. It's going on really nicely. I find that my eye skin is not moving around quite as much as it usually does when I put on shadow. It's nice and soft and smooth. Really nice canvas, I think. I'm enjoying this so far. So starting to get a little bit of softness in there. And then I'm just going to keep going a little bit darker. And using the same brush, and I wiped it off a little bit, I'm going to go with a light brown shade, and I'm going to put it, I'm going to concentrate it more on the outer part of the eye and a little bit farther down into the crease. Just pats and gentle swipes, not trying to move the eye lid skin around. So we're starting to get some dimension there. We're starting to contour. So the basic idea, of course, is that darker colors recede and lighter colors come to the front. So we're drawing the eye where we want it, which is towards the middle of the eye, the iris, and towards the inner corner. We want to look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So there we're starting to get a little bit of a gradient there. Just going to add a little bit more of this here. Okay. And then I'm going to go with a brown that's not significantly darker, but it is more of a neutral color. So again, this is just like a brown, and you can use whatever your skin tone is, whatever, like these would be just a couple of tones darker than my own skin tone. So you're going to go with whatever that would be for you and whatever palette you're using. And I'm just going further into the socket and further down. So each shade I'm putting on, I'm just going a little bit further down the crease, a little bit more in the socket, and I'm creating a soft, seamless gradient. I'm not making anything too obvious or dramatic. We're just, as you see, the eyes are starting to change the way that they appear here. I'm not looking as flat. I'm not looking as washed out. Just contouring the eyes here. And I'm going to clean off my brush and blend what I have so far. And bringing it a little into the lids, a little above. Now we're going to start to deepen the crease a little bit, and I'm going to take the next shade in my neutral matte palette, which has kind of a, almost like a gray taupe kind of color to it. And so I'm just going a little cooler. If you're going to go, if you have light eyes like me, I think if you're going to go warm colors for me are best in the crease towards the center of my eye, and cooler colors are better in this corner because they create more of a shadow. So I'm just using this kind of pointed brush, and I'm just grazing that over the outer third of my bottom, or near my lash line, and then making that V. And I'm going to just tap that into the crease, blend it all together. So we're deepening. You can see the difference between the two eyes. It's very subtle. We're just deepening what's there. Take a little bit more and move on to the other eye. Same thing. We're going to go to the outer third of the lash line. Make that V. Pull it gently with tiny little strokes into the crease. And there we're getting that dimension. So here you see that the brightness is really coming through in the center of the eye and in the corner. And I think I'm going to go just one shade darker. And what I'm going to do, since I want this to be a neutral look, I could go with just a full-on gray, but I think I'm going to mix the gray with the shade that I just did so that it's a little darker, but we're still in neutral territory. We're not going too cool. And this I'm going to stick right in that deep area right there. I'm just going to poke it right there, and I'm just going to concentrate it right in there. Right in there. Pull it through a little bit into the crease. I really like the way that the shadows are adhering to that primer and the powder, and I really like how we included it all, so you don't have to reach anywhere else. You can just use that palette, and you really wouldn't have to use this shade if you just like if you just wanted a basic eye look. You could use this one well, I could anyway, because this is more closer to my skin tone. And this shade is more to help the shadows come forward. And it's helping me achieve this kind of contoured look. I'm just touching up here. And then I have a couple of little skips and things for my eye, skin moving around a little bit. So I'm just going to take the fluffy brush and I'm going to do kind of like a diagonal motion, because I'm going to make that transition from the dark outer corner over the lid and just make that nice transition. And I'm going to soften the borders between all those colors. I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to clean off my brush. So I'm really incorporating everything. Doing that diagonal motion again. Incorporating all the colors, all the shades together. So I have this nice, really soft. If I go back a little bit, you can see that it's just a really soft, natural kind of contoured look. You can tell I have shadow on, but it doesn't announce itself. It's not here to feature itself. It is here to enhance me and my face and my features. And you could stop lighter than this. You could stop before I added the gray and that neutral taupe together and have an even more natural look. So I think I'm going to stop there because I think this is really nice and just natural and neutral. I think I'm going to take that same pointed brush and I might pull a little bit of that neutral taupey shade, just run it along my lower lash line. And I have the primer there too. Just making my funny faces. Just to get under there. So there we have a nice neutral look. Looking very mid-century. I think if I had nice big fake lashes, that would be even better to contrast with the kind of simple natural look. Almost late mid-century, maybe more getting into the 70s with these earth tones. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just am having fun. So, okay, everything is nicely blended. All right, so the eyes the eyeshadow anyway, are done, and I'm going to check out this new liner by Makeup by Mario, and I got the black, and I've been needing a black liner for a while, and I have one from a different company, but it's, I mean, it's a great pencil. It goes on beautifully, but it really smudges on me. It really transfers a lot, which is not something that I want because I have really deep purple under my eyes, which I've concealed, but you can still see my tear troughs and you can still see that shadow, and I don't want to enhance that. So I'm going to open this up and see what we have. So here it's got the same chic modern packaging that the compact does. So I really like that. And it looks like it's two-ended, so let's check this out. This looks like a little brush. So that must be kind of a smudger. Let me see if it identifies itself as anything here. Nope. Okay, so that's a little brush of some kind. And then this must be the liner. Oh, very good. Doesn't have a twist. It's a nice tip there. Okay. All right, so I am going to start by tight lining with this because that's what I would use it for on a daily basis. So I'm just going to start here and run it under the lash line. Nice and smooth, nice and dark. I'm really barely touching it and I'm getting a nice tight line. Very good. Okay. This side, I really am barely touching it. With some of my other eyeliners, I really had to get in there, so that's nice. Here we go. So nice for tight lines. So now I'm going to attempt to do just a little bit for this really natural earth tone look. I think I'm going to just put a little bit on the outer quarter of my lid. And I'm not doing any kind of a wing. I'm lifting just a little bit, adding a little thickness here. Again, it's that contouring. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This is a very deep black. I like it. Just on the outer portion of my lid here, lifting up a little bit. Maybe extend that out a tiny little bit. Not doing a wing, just taking it out a little bit. And I'm going to connect the top and the bottom just by creating a line. Again, really the outer quarter of my lid here. And I'm not going to put it on my waterline because that's something I very rarely did. I think I did it once for a gala last year, really dramatic look, but it tends to decrease the look of the size of my eyes, so I don't do that. So that went on really smoothly, nicely. So now I'm going to kind of lit up the pencil portion of this, and I'm going to try this little brush and see if I can smudge it out. It's soft, but it has some body to it, so I'm just going to use that to smudge out and drag that lower line there so it's not as stark. Yeah, that does a nice job. And I'm just going to go to the upper lash line here and soften that up and incorporate it into those shadows. Yeah, I'm getting some nice smudging with that. So that's a nice, again, he's very thoughtful, I think, as a makeup artist about the practicality of products. So putting that powder in with the primer, I think, was so smart because, again, you don't have to dip into anything else. You don't have to grab another container. It's all in there. And I just think that's so thoughtful. And having the smudger on the other end, it's not like it's the newest idea that has ever come to the makeup industry. I mean, other brands do it. But I like that this is a brush that is really easy to work with and smudges nicely, and that you don't have to go to another product. Good for travel if we ever get to do it again. I like that. So that really helps you achieve a very natural look. So it's a little smoky, like just a tiny bit smoky. Really not overly dramatic, very daytime. If you wanted to make this even soft, oh, it's doing a good job dragging that color up. I like that. Because I do want to draw the eye up, but I find it really hard to achieve a good wing on my eyes because they become very hooded. So when I close here, you'll see I've got a lot of hoodedness coming in to the outer corner there. So it's nice that I can just drag the color up ever so gently. It's not getting into my fine lines yet, which is good. We'll see if it transfers or not. I really like that. So it just gives you an idea of how that added to the look. If you wanted to make the look a little bit softer, even more natural, you could go with a brown liner. And that would give you that dimension. Again, it depends on your skin tone. So, you know, go lighter or darker depending on what your eye shape is, depending on what your skin tone is, and you can really just adjust all of these tones to your skin tone. So that was fun. I really liked that. So I'm going to give my eyelashes a quick curl and some mascara. I'm not going to put a whole lot on because I'm going for this earth tony mod look here. This late mid-century kind of look. Not dipping my mascara back in again, so I don't want to over apply. I just want light fluttery lashes. I think that's a little sexy actually. Alright, and we'll end with the gloss bomb. This will be new to almost none of you. And but it's new to me. I just tried it once. Opening this box here. This is my first full-size Fenty product that I've tried too. And I don't think that I think Rihanna, I think a larger company is now in control of Rihanna's company, but I still think that she earns quite a bit from her company. I hope anyway. She's still a big part of it. So I feel good about buying Fenty for this project. All right, I'll show you the container. If you're unlucky to have never seen it before, it's nice. It's a really nice substantial plastic, and it has this really nice gold. Feels good in the hands. So I have kind of a lip stain on. I have a balm, and it has a very big doe foot applicator. So I'm just gonna. Ooh. That feels really nice. Definitely a gloss, but not sticky. Oh, and it brings such a brightness to the lip. It's not clear. It does have a kind of a neutral pink peach tone to it. But I don't think it would overwhelm anything you put it over. Like if you put it over a liquid lipstick to add back some brightness. But this is really comfortable on the lips. So there we have our look. I have my hair in a bun. I'm feeling very kind of chic and casual but dressed up. So anyway, check out the Master Eye Prep and Set by Mario, makeup by Mario, and his eye pencil, and of course the Fenty Gloss Bomb. So that's my little unboxing and first impressions video. All right, have a good rest of your day.
Hi, Mom.